This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you could use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month. Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of these interview episodes of the SWW show 2022. I don't know, AJ, I want to make us this version 2022 since that's the year. I'm Mike. I have here with me AJ, all the way in the faraway land of Michigonia. And today for interview we have a special guest, I think literally around the globe. Like it was a circle, I think it's literally at the side. Claire, thank you for joining us on the show. You here as Sky Bear Games to talk about her Jentle Hi-ness. I want to make sure I get that right. To get us started, how are you doing this fine afternoon in the future?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks. Thanks for asking.
Perfect. But yeah, so we're here to talk about her Jentle Hi-ness, which I'm assuming I'm saying that correct?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you could make the J sound be je instead, technically, by the rules that the Queen arbitrarily has decided.
All right, great. Arbitrary rules. Sounds like English.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, did you mind explaining to people kind of what is her Jentle Hi-ness? Is that what I was supposed to say? Did I say it right?
Yeah. Jentle Hi-ness. Yeah, sure, I can explain. It's well, I've been describing it as a visual novel to some people, but recently on Twitter, a friend of mine said actually it's more of a princess-like. There's a brand of games called Princess Maker where it's like life simulation, so that's more what it's like. It's along the lines of Long Live the Queen as well by Hanako Games. So you are playing the lady-in-waiting of the Queen, and the Queen has said the letter G is banned. So anyone who says the letter G in front of her gets beheaded. And you have to schedule her days and try and figure out a way for, well, you know, your strategy could be different. It could be about you survive, you could survive at the expense of others, or you could try and find a solution to make the Queen better, heal her broken heart so that she lets you use the letter G again.
Oh, I'm going full, like, if G is outlawed, everybody's name is now going to have a G in it. And it's going to force everyone to say their names. And
you have to walk in the room, introduce yourself to everyone, like that's the rule.
Yep.
Well, so I have to immediately ask, why are we banning the letter G in this country, in this fictional world? Like, did you grow up like with some hatred of G in your heart? Like, I'm curious kind of where this comes from.
No, honestly, it was just a random idea one day. I did a prototype of this for a game jam, and just for some reason, the idea of a queen just being super arbitrary. I mean, there's tons of fiction around now where we sort of lean into this, like, if rulers could have their way, what sort of horrible things would they do to people? Like, I love Cersei from Game of Thrones, and she's just awful. So I sort of wanted to lean into that energy of, like, so the specific reason why the Queen in this story bans G is because her husband, George, has fled the country with his lover. So she does not want to see the letter G anywhere.
Nice.
Rich? So, like, that's better. I guess banning the whole, just the letter.
Yeah, just go for go for the ultimate solution, right? Like, how do we get rid of him in the most, like, in a weird way, petty fashion? Well, let's just ban the letter G.
Exactly. Petty is what I was going for.
So obviously it's a visual novel, as you said, or a queen or a princess game, I think was the term you said. Did you have like some love of them kind of? Because to me, this is always one of those genres that I think is always either attacked or hit a lot, and also I think is really hard to like get right because it's all comes down to writing and then feeling that like the interactivity is there enough to make it be a game kind of. So how are you kind of approaching those?
Oh, you're so right. That's such a can of worms as well. It's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I wrote a novel, not novel, I wrote an article about it in the Choice Beat magazine, which can be found on WordPress. It's not only is the genre of visual novels attacked from the outside, but also like internally, there's people going like, oh, if it's not Japanese, then it's not a visual novel. And if it's got too much interaction, it's not a visual novel. I do have a lot of love for all sorts of games in the genre. My love started with Princess Maker, and I found other games sort of on the spectrum between Princess Maker, which is like much more interactivity, and then you've got the visual novels, which are just like pure, just experience a story sort of thing. They're called kinetic visual novels. I found things like all over the spectrum. A big influence for me was Hanako games, which is like Long Live the Queen, Magical Diary, and stuff like that. Those have a lot of interactivity, a lot of sort of like RPG stuff in them. But yeah, it's a hot topic in the genre for sure. And I feel like I had another point I was going to say there. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like this is a genre that Mike and I definitely are not well versed in, to say the least. And it's always fun to explore the not necessarily like the back alleys of like entertainment genres, but like the side streets of, oh, like I normally travel the main roads, right? So action, adventure, things of those natures. And you go, oh, I'll turn left here and then turn right down the side street, and oh, now all of a sudden I'm in princess games, which I think Mike can definitely vouch for. I am probably the last person in the world that would ever play a princess game. But
I really want to. I'm gonna find a way to get him to like really sit down and play this game, and like I think I'm in the background like live, like being like, now AJ gets to put on his crown.
Oh, this will be we'll have like a Patreon goal or something like that where we do this for sure.
Oh no, it'll be straight like AJ. But yeah, here's what we're gonna do. But this is gonna be in the recording, so we have to do this, right? It's gonna be when we're in person. I'm gonna be actually putting the crown like on you, like on video.
Yeah, like we can do that.
So let's jump actually into your game, kind of. So what is I think one of the things that really gets hit kind of is this as a discussion is on a broader topic is, should these be games versus like interactive novels? And I'm kind of curious because obviously it seems like you determine these in some capacity as like a game. What to you makes this a game kind of in this grander narrative of like this fight?
Sorry, I missed the last part of your question there. What makes this a game?
Yeah, like kind of like what is this? Because like obviously there's always a discussion of like, is it a game? This kind of like, I think me and AJ both kind of find those discussions, I think sometimes useless, sometimes not. But like I'm just kind of curious, kind of as someone else who's making it kind of like I'm assuming you have some idea of like in your head what makes this kind of like that type of thing.
Sure, yeah. So my games, this one as well as my two previous releases, I would say my first one and this one, number 3, Her Gentle Highness, are definitely like way more on the game spectrum. And my second one is a little bit more like you make a few choices, but then you sit back and watch. To me, the distinction, this is a tough one, and this is why it is such a hot topic in the genre space. But I definitely, personally, unless the writing is really good in a visual novel, I'm going to get really bored unless I'm making choices pretty often, to be honest. So Her Gentle Highness, honestly, you're probably not going to go more than after the introduction, you're probably not going to go more than 10 clicks without making some sort of decision.
That seems like a good ratio of interactivity.
You feel like you're doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are always making choices. So you're scheduling the queen, but even within the scheduling of the queen, there'll be decisions you have to make inside the activity itself. So when, for example, if you schedule her to be holding court, she might ask for your advice in the court. If you take her to the gardens, if you're really stressed out, you might start seeing things. So you have to decide, okay, am I going to talk to the frog that just started speaking English to me? I'm not sure about that. There will be, different decision points so all over the place. And that to me is a major difference. But it's hard to quantify it exactly. It really is such a subjective thing.
Yeah, I guess it takes me back to Mike. You might remember this. We did a thing with years ago. I guess interactive story in the sense that you actually moved around, but it was weren't really making choices. It was That Dragon Cancer,
right?
And that was one of those where it's like the kind of the exact opposite of from what you're talking about with Her Gentle Highness, where you never made a decision. You were walking up to points. You could physically move around. But then you came up to effectively waypoints, and the story progressed and things like that. And to me, I almost enjoy that specific experience is not the right word, but that style of, I would rather interact with a story that somebody has written, no choices, just give me vignettes, give me environments that you think fit the story, and then I just go through the story, much in the same way that a movie would work. Whereas,
for sure, and I love playing that sort of game.
Yeah, I enjoy those. The ones that I'm not I guess it's the game version of it wasn't Hardy Boys. The books where you could choose your own adventure books. Those, that style, but it sounds like from the way you're describing it, her Gentle Highness is much more of you can kind of free flow your way through some of these, depending on choices you've made before, but it's not okay, you made this choice, now the next step is this. There's...
Oh yeah, it's a bit more complex than a choose your own adventure book. And the difference between, because I've written both before, I'm quite a multimedia writer, so I've considered putting one of my plays on as a kinetic visual novel, for example, where it's just you're literally just going to be watching it. But on the opposite side of that, choose your own adventure books, because you're holding them in your hand, unless you have computer support. I've definitely played ones before that you have a piece of paper beside you, like Lone Wolf, Fighting Fantasy, things like that, where you will tick up your hit points and stuff like that. The meters going on under the hood in Her Gentle Highness are way too complex for you to be able to just do it with pen and paper.
Yeah, I'm much more of a fan of, I guess, something that I can't necessarily be okay, I can see exactly where this is going. Okay, this choice leads to, as you say, pen and papering out, here's the tree. Right? If I can do that, I don't know, I just don't feel like there's the enjoyment of it is lost when you're suddenly okay, well, this tree, it really, like, your choices don't necessarily matter that much if you can write out the tree.
There's a lot of visual novels that are like that. In fact, it's probably the majority of the genre. Me personally, like I don't mind. Like sometimes, for me, again, it depends on the quality of the story writing. I could enjoy like unlocking the different branches of the story, but it is ultimately sort of like a more easily solvable equation than something that's got a lot of hidden meters. Definitely.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to my like. Oh, now we're getting an echo. My veg out games, which are like, for a lot of people, right? Like veg out games are these visual novels, and I guess, for lack of a better term, less intense games. Whereas for me, like, my current veg out game is Battlefield because I can just like I can just set a goal for myself and be like, okay, I'm gonna play 3 conquest matches and then go and do whatever else.
Yeah.
I feel like this is much more of a Mike. Like, this is a Mike veg out game.
But I was gonna say, I think that's the thing a lot of times with, there's always those genres that kind of like people love or people hate. I'm kind of curious, kind of going down that is, do you view this as a game that would get people more into this genre because obviously you view interactivity a bit differently, or is this kind of for people kind of who already somewhat enjoy this genre of games?
Oh wow, that's such a complex question. I'm sort of viewing it as a quadrant in my head. So there's the people who will be super into this game, and it's like if they like Princess Maker, if they like Long Live the Queen, I think that they'll enjoy this game. In like to either side of that, there'll be people who go, visual novels aren't games, and just dismiss it on that. And then there'll be the people who go, this isn't a visual novel, and just dismiss it on that. And then there'll be a sort of a pool of people out there who maybe are interested in this sort of game, but I don't quite know how to reach them. I've been taking a lot of courses on marketing, but I'm really still just learning with it. The biggest takeaways so far that I've had for like my specific niche in the market is I need to be getting on mobile and reaching young women. That seems to be the audience that would be most like into my game.
Honestly, especially the mobile piece, I think makes a lot of sense because, especially I don't know now how you do your backend systems, but like if you're able to like kind of freeze where you're at and come back to it, I can see a world where that's commuting nice, like, especially as people start commuting again someday or whatever. Like that sounds like something that like before everything that'd be perfect for that kind of player a lot of times.
Yeah, I think that Ren'Py does support that. So that's actually like my next place that I'm going to go to after I've released this game is I'm going to just take my time and get it right, putting my back catalog on mobile.
I feel like that is that market, right? Like the literal handheld device market, not like Switch or DS or things like that. That market is so big, and like for people that are into games, we don't see it as a market because like okay, Call of Duty's out there, but it's a hampered version of the game.
But it's like, I don't want to play that way a lot of times. I feel like it's the problem.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, you hear reports of like these games that are, bringing in, what was it, like Flappy Bird was bringing in like $50,000 a day just from one territory in ad revenue. And it wasn't even like the States, it was somewhere in Southeast Asia. And it's like, okay, like these are just.
There is markets for these things, but we just don't see those markets, yeah.
Those are the markets that everybody wants to get, but nobody knows how to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like it's, I think everybody wants to be big on iOS and Android, but it's that question of, okay, how? Because there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason of what hits.
So this how?
And then when one thing hits, right, it's 50,000 clones of that game.
Yeah, your goal is to be the first, not the.
Yeah.
Actually, no, your goal is to be the second, because the first has all the bugs in it, and you can be better at it.
Yeah, you want to be like second or third.
Yeah, because you understand the foundation of it. I was like, let's come back kind of down to earth with this. So as we're talking, it is now tail end of January. God, the year is almost 10% over. You're coming out in March, right? Sometime in March. And I'm kind of curious. Obviously, right now there's a demo that people can download currently on Steam. What is it that kind of, when this game comes out then in March, can people expect from like a how long is the game point of view roughly, and like from a cost?
I wish I had a solid answer to give you. I thought it would be around about the same playtime as my my first game, The Nine Lives of Nim, which is about like 45 minutes per play, and then you probably, if you're going to go for all the achievements, you're probably going to be doing about between 10 to 16 hours, maybe, depending on whether you use the guide and whether you skip dialogue, because that's something you can do in visual novels. You can skip through already seen dialogue. But with this one, it's sort of become a victim of bloat a little bit. So it might end up sort of being more like an hour, just over an hour per playthrough. And yeah, I'm writing up the testing plan lately, and there's like, if you're going for completionist, like you want to unlock all the achievements, it's quite a lot. It's probably going to end up being more like 25 hours rather than 16 or so.
A good, decent sized game, especially for it being you. Is there any, I know with regions and currencies is weird, is there any kind of rough how the price in your head is going to be?
Oh, I can't do the maths between New Zealand and
Europe. And yeah, we could do
New Zealand. I'm thinking $15.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah. Which is maybe just under 10 in US.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Don't hold me to that.
I think it's roughly like 1.5 to 1.
Yeah, one New Zealand is 2/3 of a US.
Right.
So yeah, 15 would be $10. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I would never have guessed anywhere near, but that's what was correct.
Look at that, I'm doing math on the spot.
Also, like, let's be fair. Other countries that do it with USD currency than me and AJ have to do with any other country's currency ever.
Yeah.
I backed on my Kickstarter. It was in pounds, and I'm like, I don't know how much money this is. Oh, that's how much it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten hit with the, it's 25 pound. Oh, that's like $40.
Yeah, we just don't understand how other currencies work.
Yeah.
Our credit cards are so nice. We go to other countries, they're like, we'll just give it for you. We're like, okay, how much is that?
Honestly, things have changed so much in our lifetimes. Like, I remember for the longest time when I was a kid, it was like, the American dollar is exactly 2 times the New Zealand dollar. And then it's really shifted over time.
Yeah, that's shoot, the past 15 years, I think that's really done that. But yeah, I can always remember, like, when you went, like, if I went to Canada, it was $1 Canadian, 75 cents. So I was like, okay, I can figure that out.
Weird trend. It's like I think it's yen, where it's like 1,000 or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know how to do this.
It's 100 to 1 in Japan.
So it's one of those, like, in the moment you're like, how much you have to, even if it sounds really simple, in the moment it's like those giant numbers. You're like, okay, that's not that much money, but it sounds intense.
Yeah.
So Her Gentle Highness comes out, or Gentle, there's no G.
Gentle.
Gentle.
Gentile.
Highness comes out in March this year. So probably a little 2 months-ish for, as we just said, roughly 15 New Zealand, which is roughly 10 US. Check your local currency, I don't know. It's for everyone else. Apparently decently long game. Not quite visual novel, but kind of visual novel. Is there anything else you'd like to tell people about the game, kind of to finally sell them on they should go wishlist and be ready to buy the game?
Oh, sure. There's a few other little like points that might pique people's interest. If you aren't like looking at visuals while you're listening to this podcast, then you might not realize like a huge thing that is all about its like look and everything. It's sort of Adventure Time-ish looking characters against classical art backgrounds. And it is absolutely full of black humor, dark comedy. There's, death everywhere, but it's all cartoony death. Plague and beheadings and heads on spikes and all of that sort of stuff. So if I haven't sold it on being funny, it is actually like pretty funny. Every time I've taken it to a showcase, people have been, they'll hop on and play it and just be like giggling the whole time. So, yeah.
The queen who banned the letter G and then didn't come across as some level of dark humor or funny. Just clarifying, I don't know many people who have tried to just ban outright letters. I knew teachers try to ban real words in their classroom. That's a different story. But I never knew people who tried to ban letters. So I'm just saying I was not that concerned of it coming across, at least in some level of dark humor.
Yeah. Oh, I can think of several situations. Here in the U.S., the Ohio State University blocks out the letter M when leading up to their rivalry game against the University of Michigan. So you get some funny like Twitter bios of players whose last names or whose names have M, so they put the X emoji in there and all that. So again, it's that level of pettiness that you're talking about. Of it's just like it's ultimately just an inconvenience for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, perfect. Well, that sounds great. But yeah, again, everyone should at least, if you want to go download demo on Steam, wish list the game. As I try to make a point now of telling everyone whether you're gonna buy it or not. Any game creator will tell you it helps a little ton just to go there, hit that free wish list button. That's all you have to do. It will literally help a ton with visibility and Steam's algorithms and all of that stuff that no one's quite sure how the Steam algorithm works, but we just know it needs wish lists. Perfect. But yeah, the game, Her Gentle Highness, this is Sky Bear Games, and on Twitter, if I got it right, you are Game HJH, is that correct?
Oh, that's the Her Gentle Highness Twitter, but if you want the like general one for me, it's Sky Bear Games NZ.
Perfect. And for American, Z is Z, right? If we have someone who's not fully... AJ, I got that right? Z is Z.
Yeah, don't worry. I have been watching enough international television where it's set in former colonial countries, so I know the Z thing fairly well.
It's just one of those that we're always... I just one of those that like I've heard Zed like over the years enough, but like definitely the first time I heard it, I was like, what the hell is Zed? Like, who is Zed? So like I don't know that.
Well, the funny thing is that kids growing up now, like they're gonna think potentially of the DJ.
Right.
There was a stretch where like his name was on like all the top pop hits, and so they're gonna hear Zed and think somebody's talking about a Swedish DJ. I think he was Swedish.
See, this is going to be a problem. You need to go to the people who run your variation of English and just let them know.
Yeah.
There's going to be some problem with certain dialects that don't use a Z, they use a Z. It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah, any country that uses Z, tell them it should be Z. And here in the States, we'll say it should be Z. So then it'll still be confusing.
Very slowly over time, we'll flip it.
Yep.
Exactly. This is good. We got a few things we're going to flip, but we're going to let you keep a lot of creatures. I think New Zealand does creatures too that we don't want. But on that note...
No, New Zealand's beautiful, dude.
It's so... They can be beautiful, and so things I don't want to see.
I think you're thinking of Australia. Australia's one of the...
In my head, New Zealand also has some...
No, New Zealand is like the place where like it's all good stuff.
We're like the newbie zone that new players should start in, and Australia is like more advanced players.
Mike, they're the New Zealand is the AI matches in PUBG. Australia is the.
Now I understand. Okay, we want New Zealand. I get it.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
We want to drop New Zealand all the time.
All right. Well, Clint, thank you for taking time out of your afternoon tomorrow for us to talk to us about the game, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. And for everyone else, remember, you can check a new episode out of the SWW show every Friday or most Fridays in some capacity between interviews or the podcast or movie club on a podcast feed of your choice. Just search the SWW show. I'm Mike, and that other intense voice over there was AJ. And we wish you good whatever the hell time of day you're listening to.
This podcast was a production of the SWW show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at the SWW show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at LowSeatBoy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.